What up, baby? It's your boy Raider Will, and I am back with my boy Benny. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? I'm very happy this week, especially with the Giants news. Odell Beckham got signed to the team again, so I couldn't be happier. So I'm happy this week, and I'm ready to do another episode of the podcast today.
Oh man, hey, I can't believe it. My man is having a wet dream right now. Odell Beckham resigns, and I mean, like he almost dropped a tear or two. I mean, like
Yeah,
literally.
he did.
But yo, hey, Benny, our listeners know we got another guy from across the pond, man. Born in Brussels, Belgium. I'm like a guy that's playing the game. Hey, introduce him. Let us know who he is, baby.
It's a guy that has been playing at a very high level from the start of his career. He only played for a little while in Belgium, and then instantly went to Germany to go and play in the GFL. And then he went on to play in the ELF. Um, and now he's on his second ELF team, if you could still call it an ELF team, one of the split leagues. Apparently he's injured. He just told me, so we'll talk about that with him too. Um, Without further ado, I introduce Mitch from the Kerkov.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are
Good,
you?
bro.
Hey man, pretty good. Pretty good considering. Hey, talking about that OBJ, man, it had me hyped myself too, man. I'm not even a Giants fan. Everybody hyped for this shit.
It is. It is. I just hope his body will stay healthy and that he at least can play some snaps and guide the young players to like
Hey,
the
what
next
about Miles
generation.
Garrett though? What about Miles
Ooh,
Garrett
He's
bro.
though?
gone.
Miles Garrett
If
from
they
the
don't win a
Rams.
Super Bowl, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen in LA because
Hey
damn.
man, not even a Rams fan, but if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement,
I hope. I hope he does. There's been a lot of talking about it, so
yeah,
who knows? Who knows? It will be fun.
Bro, if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement and the Rams don't win,
No one will
bro,
win.
I don't know how to explain it. Straight
nah,
up.
True.
it'd be too much, man. Last year for Stafford, little last year effort for Aaron Donald, get a second ring.
I think he's really considering it though.
You have to, bro. You have to. I mean, like, it's literally a Super Bowl run, but at the same time, I saw some pictures of him and his family, bro, and he
Yeah,
looks like he's living large. And I mean,
but
like,
he's
when it
training
comes to
hard
family,
still though.
bro, he's
Hey,
35.
Who cares, bro? We had the I think is it Arizona has a 39-year-old lineman that still has 6.5 sacks
Vinny,
this
you
year.
know it, bro. Your body can only give you so much,
Yeah,
bro.
but I'm not Aaron Donald.
he never
Facts,
had any
facts.
major injuries though. I mean,
No, no, he
I
didn't.
think the biggest holdback is his wife. Like,
I think so too. I think the family situation is probably the biggest reason he would not do it.
yeah.
Yeah. But all right, Mitch, man. Hey, tell us about your story, man. How'd you start playing this game? How'd you get introduced to football in Europe?
I mean, I got American family who comes from New Mexico, and I started watching football with them. First Super Bowl I ever watched was Carolina Panthers against the Denver Broncos. Uh, Broncos won. They had me going. So you knew my favorite player had to be gone, Von Miller, and I was like, man, I wanna play D line, man. I kind of look like him. I'm like the same size. Like maybe I could be good at this, but I didn't know you could play it in Belgium, so I let it through. And then a friend of my brother was playing for the Brussels Tigers, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, maybe I should go check it out if it's there. And then played there, fell in love with the game, and yeah, that's how it basically started. Played during the COVID season, and then me and Yassine, like my one of my best friends, like man, football, like playing football with someone creates a bond that other people don't understand. And he's
Yeah.
like my bro. Like I've bled with him. I've played on different teams with him. I did everything with him, and he gave me actually the opportunity to go get a combine done with the Algoy Comets. I was really raw. They knew that. They gave me the opportunity, and I took that opportunity and worked as hard as I could. First games were a little rough, and then started getting my footing and played a real good season with them. and unfortunately finished the season with an ACL tear. But hey,
No,
Damn.
and I mean, like, you know what I love, man? I love your enthusiasm for this game because you're like, hey, injuries happen, and everybody knows that injuries are a part of this game,
Yeah.
and that's like the biggest mental part, right? When you get hurt, you go like,
yeah.
hey, man, am I going to come back and I'm going to be able to do this at a high level, or do I want to go through all this pain and all this suffering to get back to that level? So
I
let's
mean, it
talk
was
about
also
that.
it was also my first year, so I just played it. Then you get like a big injury, and you start rethinking life. Like you don't get paid millions, like we talked about it with
Mm-hmm.
Vinny before. You
Yeah.
don't get paid millions. You got other things going on. I still had to finish school, and maybe that injury was perfect timing. I had time to finish my school during on injury, and then I started playing again after 6 months with the Brussels Black Angels. Got my footing back. We went to the BNL Championship. Uh, Unfortunately, we lost. And then I was lucky enough to sign with the Potsdam Royals right before the season ended. Got to ride that groove with him. Won a championship, man. Like from ACL tear to two finals and
Mm-hmm.
one finals one, a GFL championship one. Like you can't be more grateful than that. Like it's a great story. It felt good, and I had a great surgeon. I had a great team behind me. I want to shout out Power Move Leuven. They were like a really big part of me being healthy and staying healthy. I'm still going to them whenever I have a problem. Like Yannick is my guy. If I would have any other if I don't have any other choice, I would rather not go. Like he's really
Mm-hmm.
my dude. So shout out to them.
I love that. I love that.
You know? So
Dedication.
you go from Belgium, right, where football is still in its infancy, a lot of real raw talent, raw teams, everything like that, to GFL one, where it's more structured. Coaches come in and they have more experience, a lot more players that have experience. You get a lot more Americans on your team because they have a lot more money. So talk to us about that experience going from a team like in Belgium, right, to a team that's more not to say that's more, they're more professional, I guess you can say, because they got paid coaches, they got paid everything, right?
You don't need to sugarcoat it, man. Like Belgian football is not that good. You get coaches. There are people that are they. You got to give it to them. Like they have limited knowledge, but they still show up for you and they try to do their best for you. But like your eyes like go wide open when you go to somewhere where they actually have guys like I played with Yo-Yo Wagner, who's like one of the sack leaders. I played with Mario Wokosha, who that year was also a sack leader, was like a great athlete. It was the first year he played on the D line as well. Like, and I was so lucky to go to a team that had such a great D line and a D line coach that was really good and formed by Francis Ba, who played in the NFL and played college, who's a German guy, and he was a really good coach. Like I couldn't have gone to a better start. Like most of the things I learned, like block recognition and stuff like that, I learned through him, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I got there. You since you're the lowest guy on the pecking stool, even though you're an import, so you need to prove yourself. So you need to improve as fast as possible, and it puts a lot of pressure on you. But if you can handle the pressure, then you can move forward and you'll learn a lot, and then come back to Belgium and help other people. That's like
Yep.
the biggest part for me.
Absolutely.
I
So
also think if I could hit on the Belgian thing, it's something I hear from a lot of people too. I had troubles with that too. Is like a lot of guys, Belgian coaches, when they have a guy that's actually good, they want to keep him in
Yep.
Belgium
Yep.
for no reason. There is no reason to do that. Like if you have a coach telling you you're not ready, you'll never be ready for GFL one or GFL two. Like you can be physically there, but there's things you will learn there that you will never learn in Belgium. So technically, you'll never be
yes,
ready. But
Yep.
if they're
That's
trying
true.
to keep you here, it's a bad thing for you. Every team should want their guys to go to the GFL, go to France, do get different experiences there, and bring it back to the club and make the club grow in football ability. That's how you get better.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
just wanna slide
so
that in there.
You're
no,
completely right on
I
that.
love what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get players, your goal as a coach is to always send your players to bigger and better things. And I mean, like, when we talk about that, man, look, when you go abroad, I think a lot of coaches, what they start thinking is only about their programs, right? And this is where people get it misconstrued, like you said. You leaving doesn't make the team weaker. It makes the team stronger because you give the ability to come back and give back,
Yep.
right? All that knowledge that you get. Yes, you're a talented player. Yes, you probably could dominate in baffle. But
Hmm.
what's the point of that? That's all selfishness, right? Because you're not looking out for what's best for the player. And that's something that I've always said. You got to do what's best for the guy. It's
Hmm.
not what's best for me. It's not what's best for you. If you think that this opportunity is better for them, they should go and get it, and we should give them the ability to. But do you believe that Baffle and the Belgium leagues are built that way? And they want their players to go out and get experience? Do they want their players to go out there and get better? Or do they just want to retain them and keep them there and win local championships?
Yep.
I mean, uh, I feel like a lot of the teams just want to keep the guys and win local championships, even though it's worth something, but it's not worth like a whole lot in the end. Like you're keeping young guys who maybe have opportunities to go elsewhere, maybe to go to college. Like they're young guys that live close to the border to Düsseldorf. If you have a shot to play with the U20s at Düsseldorf
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're a young kid
Hmm.
and I'm a coach, I'm like, man, I'd almost drive you there. I would want you to go there, and it's so wrong in my opinion to keep those guys like at your side and tell them that no, you're not ready and stuff because they're young guys. You can still value them, but but you know deep down that it's wrong. You just want your own glory, but you don't want to help people in the end. So it's really about like giving like you said, like if that guy goes to college, he plays for or goes to the GFL for 3 years or ELF for 3 years, and then he's like, okay, I'm retiring. He will still want to be with a football team because football there's no bond like football, and he will come over and coach guys, whether it
Hmm.
be national team, whether it be anything, and
Yep.
you everyone will get better. But you just have to make that 3 year investment. But they don't want that. They want the guy to pay their tuition or whatever you call it in English, and to be on
Yeah.
the team and try to win a championship. And that's the wrong mentality, in my opinion.
Yep. Exactly. I do kind of feel um why some teams want to retain their players, because it is, for some teams at least, it is pretty hard to have enough players on the squad as it is. So I understand sometimes that some teams are less willing to give up certain players, but at the same time, like you said, it would be stupid for those players to stay and not get better and not learn more about the game to then give back afterwards. But I understand both sides. But like, as a player myself, I've had good experiences in that regard. I have bad experiences in that regard, of teams don't wanting me to leave, and teams that actually encouraged me to do it. So I understand both sides, and I think Belgium as a league, once it grows, and there's more players, it's going to be easier for those good players to actually move on to the next level without the team actually losing the ability to keep playing because they don't have enough players.
Yeah, I agree, but in that way, like the BIFL is like too big for the amount of players we have. Like that
True.
D1, D2
Yeah,
program is
yeah,
like
definitely,
it's
definitely. We already talked about that in previous episodes, and I'm working on a theory about that. I'm still working on it. It's a big thing. I can use all the help. So if you're ever interested in helping me, especially with you being home right now, you're definitely welcome to come and help me. I definitely have already people that I've spoken with to do this. It's a big thing, but I think once it's done, I think I will send it to the BIFL, and they can do with it whatever they want. I don't want to force people to do anything, but at least they can use it and maybe take something out of it for the future.
All right.
yeah.
Hey, Mitch, I'm gonna hit you with the thought, right? This is Vinny's thought, master plan. We got too many Indians and not enough Chiefs, right? We all got everybody that wants to be the local superstar team.
Yep.
You got too many teams in too many areas. So what you do is you make one big division team per area, per, like, you know how we have states,
So
how
every
Yes.
province you have one
per
team.
province, right? So we got the Denver Broncos. Shoot, You could
Go
have
Broncos, baby.
right. Hey, I know that you're a big Broncos fan, so I had to throw that out there, right? I'm like, hey, so instead of having the Bruges Broncos, the
The
Izegem
Austin
Tribe,
Tyrants. Yeah.
or the Nitros, Izegem Nitros now,
Yeah.
the
Austin
Austin
Pirates.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Um,
That's it.
who else is up there in that same
No, that's it.
province?
That's no, that's just it.
That's it.
That's all.
So they
I
got
think
three
it's the
teams.
province with the most teams anyway. So.
Yeah, so they got three teams.
Mm-hmm.
You're diluting too much talent there. He said,
Exactly.
hey, we should have one big division team and one small division team per province, so that way players can play at whatever level you need to. And if you got players that are good enough that are in the second division team to play up in the first,
They go
they
up.
can
Yeah.
move up.
Yep.
But in the second division, that's where you get your grassroots, right? Where you go and like the guy that doesn't know how to even get in a 3-point stance,
Yep.
that's where you
That's the
have
guy that
those
goes
coaches
gonna play in
there
the second
in order
division.
to
Yep.
teach that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Because
it
go
it
ahead.
does sound it does sound good because, like you said, like even when I came back to play, like before I went to the Raiders, I played 3 games in
Yeah,
Belgium,
you see, I knew
and
you liked the Raiders, bro. I knew you liked the Raiders.
hey, bottom of the division, man. That's all I gotta say.
Hey man, hey, we on the come up. There is no way to go but up.
Yeah. True.
No, but like I played a couple of games in Belgium, and you actually feel like that people don't know what you're doing. So if you want to play with your block recognition skills, and people don't know that they're sliding left or that they're down blocking or they're whatever, like, you're all fucked up in your head because you're like, man,
Yep.
this guy shows me a down block, but the play's going the other. It's not going the way I would think it would be. So it would actually be good for people to learn that. But
True.
how are you gonna make people give up teams? You know, like how
That's
are
the
you gonna
thing.
do
That's the
that? That's
thing.
the
But
biggest
it's
problem.
that's why I said it's all a theory, and I'm still working on the first page, the intro page that kind of explains, and everything is based on the fact that you would need a multi-millionaire investor, whatever way. So I made this theory with the mindset of imagine I win the lottery. That's how I built off of that. But it's a big thing, and I know it's very hard for a lot of people to give up those rights of having the team. But in that theory, if I can explain a little bit, in that theory they wouldn't have to give up the right of being the owner of the team, but the league would be owning the franchise during the season, but the
Okay.
owner stays the owner of the team. So outside of the season, he does everything. But because of them being inside of the league, they would receive all funding from the league itself also. So every franchise that agrees on playing in that league would get all the funding from the league. But the league would have to know every euro where it goes.
Okay. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
like
like you
that,
said, I
that would
think
really take a multi-millionaire because, dude, I
Yeah,
like,
definitely, definitely.
but
I'm not saying that it's easy, and like I said, I think most of the things that I will explain in that it's gonna be probably 100 pages, but the things I will explain that most of it is almost impossible without that funding. But I do think that there's definitely certain aspects of it that you can still implement in real life right now.
yeah. I mean, every team knows that it would be better to even, for example, like Brussels. Like the year I played, the Brussels Tigers were not playing,
Yep,
and
I
then
know that.
you got like a whole migration coming to the Black Angels,
Yep.
and the fact that you can be at practice with 40, 50 people in Belgium made everybody better. And that's
Yep.
when
100%.
all those guys come back. They go back to Brussels Tigers. They run it up. Eli, like the president, does a great fucking job. Like he turned that franchise around. But all those guys had a lot of experience that they could take from the Brussels Black
Mm-hmm.
Angels. Went to the second division and destroyed everybody. So
Yep.
like
True. True.
when people get together and actually get to play football, because that's the biggest problem in Belgium, is like sometimes you come to practice and when you're a lineman, there's not five O
No,
linemen.
that's true. True. Very true.
100%.
So for running back, same shit. If you're a receiver or a DB, or a
No,
safety, you
no.
don't really care. I mean, like you're just
Nope.
there to catch balls. But if you're playing
Yep.
D line,
Yeah, yeah,
you're
that's true. Very true.
you're
Very
actually
true.
doing nothing. That's the biggest difference for me in the GFL. You got like two O lines, or even three O lines rotating in, and you got enough guys, and everybody wants to play.
Yep.
Like
That
people are
right
not
there.
there.
That
Yeah,
right there is the key difference, bro. And I love that we're hitting on this. All right, bro. What do teams have to do in Belgium to stop having those issues where they have 5 guys at practice, 7 guys at practice, and then expect to be successful on a Saturday? I'd be like, this is the crazy thing, right? Your offensive line don't show up. Your defensive line don't show up. You got 35 receivers and 35 DBs, and everybody plays quarterback and running back, but
Yep.
nobody wants to like play O line or D line. Nobody wants to play in the pits. How do you get guys to commit to the team? Because
man.
what I saw was this when I was there, bro. There's halfway commitment. You get dudes that want it and they're committed to the thing and they'll do whatever they need to. And then you got the guy that's the part-time security guy that doesn't really care. He just wants to wear the helmet and take pictures.
Man, you hit it. And you hit it straight on the head, man. Like fuck. Like there's so many guys that are just there to post a picture,
Yeah.
and
Be on
and
Instagram.
it's so disheartening, man. Like you didn't catch up, you didn't even play. You didn't even play, and you still posted a picture. You dropped 3 balls that day, but you're posting a picture.
Yeah.
You missed 5 tackles that day, but you're still posting a picture. And hey, I've been in that trap as well. Like you played a horrible. I remember playing in Schwäbisch Hall, and I got a concussion, but I thought it was heat stroke because it was like 38 degrees in the shade. So I thought,
Hmm.
man, I'm just being a bitch right now. But I had a full on concussion, and every time somebody hit me on the head, my lights would go out, and my teammate would have to pick me up and to go play the next down,
Damn.
and I still posted the fucking picture even though I got ragdolled, man. I had a couple of great plays, but once I got that concussion, it was over. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
what? Looking back at it, I'm like, man, why do you even post that picture? There's nothing to be proud of. You were a bitch. So I think we all fall in that
Yeah, that's
category
true. That's
because
true. Definitely.
everybody loves football because it's cool. Like you, the first time in Europe, people play it because they think it's dope,
Yep, that's
but
true.
it they don't understand the commitment you have to put in to be on the field. So you can be dope and play at a high level, but it takes time, takes practice. You have to watch film. Nobody watches film in Belgium. Nobody
No.
understands how to watch
Nope.
film in Belgium.
Nope.
Like there's only a few teams where teams actually look at it together and do things together and actually analyze stuff.
True.
I feel like a lot of teams just show up and he got the playbook and he's like, okay, on 1st and 10, this is all the plays I want to hit, and these are all, and no situational awareness, no nothing, and it's very like low level. I mean, there's nothing else to add.
The only team in
So
Belgium we did that was Limburg, and we had all American coaches, so it was pretty normal for us to do that. But other than that, I never had a team in Belgium that did that.
I mean, the when I was with the Angels, like there was a lot of like initiative to do those things, but then
Hmm.
yet again, you still have people who don't show up to those things, and then
Yeah.
and a lot of the times in Belgium too, that's the worst part. If the guys who don't play don't show up, it wouldn't matter. But sometimes in Belgium, the great players
They're
like
the ones that don't show up.
they don't show up and they still play on Saturday because they're way better than the guys that didn't come.
Yep.
But they're better because you didn't let the guys play out and actually get better with you. You're just gatekeeping your abilities at some point.
True.
Like
Very true.
Yeah, no, and man, I love that you're hitting on that because for me, like when you have a talented player, right? It's great when you have a talented leader. Not when you have a player, because guess what? A player, all he does is worry about himself. He doesn't worry about other guys. He can't lead other men, right? A
Hmm.
great player, what he does is make other players around him better. Bro, if you have that ability, everybody wants to play with you. But what I see is this: the guys come in and they're like, "Oh well, coach, I played in the All Star game, or I'm on the national team. I'm big time." And I said, "You mean like the local high school team could take you out to the spank bank, bro, and beat the shit out of you guys, grown
Yep.
ass men?" I'm like, I could take the local high school team from here, and they will maul your ass
Yep.
because they're disciplined. because they work out, because they play football, because they know what a scoop block is. They know what a down block is. They know exactly how they're supposed to block because they've been taught that since they've been 7 and 8 years old.
Yeah.
But these
Yep.
guys come on the field, bro, after 1 year. Hey, man, did you see me last year? I'm a badass. I'm like,
I
bro,
mean,
come
yeah.
on.
When I played at the Comets, we had like a friendly game with a um, D3 school, and they were not big. They were not stronger than us. They were not, but like you said, everything was disciplined, and they beat us. And we had Americans that were getting paid. We had guys that because you got to understand like the Comets are really big in the region, and a lot of people play football there when they're young already. It's not like
Yeah,
Belgium, maybe not at the same level than in the US where they
Yeah.
train and now, but they had training schedules. They had a gym where you could go to. They had everything, and from the ground up for everybody. So it's not like these people were like not good players, but we just you hit D3 players with all seniors who are probably 21, 22, fully grown men, like train all the time. And when you're and that's when discipline makes a big difference. When you're like equal footing, when you're on physicality, but then they know how to block every time. They play together
Yeah.
for 4 or 5 years. There's a big difference, man. Like
Yeah.
and it kills it in Belgium too. It's like the O line because yes, so my best friend Yassine is like an O lineman, and the biggest problem with O linemen here is so you don't get together as a group, so you don't practice as a group, and then when you're in a game, you cannot handle it because it's not the same. At the
Yep.
BBA, we're lucky. We had like uh, Bjarn, Yassine, Sammy, Nesquik, and but then we had a rotating guy. The championship year was Robbe, who's always at practice. Like Robbe is like a really good guy who works every fucking day. Like he loves football, man. Like he breathes football, and they can actually practice together. But now this year, a lot of those guys are not always able to be there, and then you find some discrepancies in games, and you're like, man, like we didn't practice this, so it's really hard for us to get in a groove. Like you're a actual unit. You're not a receiver who just
Yep.
does his route and does whatever he
True.
wants, or an edge who
True.
just wants to rush the football. Like,
Yeah.
it's very different.
100%, bro. I'd be like, and you hit the nail on the head. I'd be like, none of these teams can have success without those guys showing up, those hogs showing up front. And that's the hardest thing to do. Like I said, I've been at practice in Belgium where we have 100 wide receivers, 100 skill guys, but the offense and defensive line, bro, you're going like, hey, where is this guy? Oh, well, he just decided that he just didn't have to show up today because he's still going to play on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, in my world, Mitch, how do you give that a remedy? Can a team find a solution to those issues?
And even for the national team, there are people not showing up. So even the guys who are actually good, or like I wouldn't say great, let's say good for Belgium, they don't even show up. And I'm like, we're getting together the best guys that are available to practice so you can get better, but you don't even show up. Like it's kind of weird, and we had to wrap our heads around it with Cyril because you're like, okay, like how can we remedy this? But the thing is, it's completely voluntary basis,
Yep.
and you when I'm contractually obligated to do things because I get paid for it and I get a house or I get whatever for it in return, then you have to show up even when you don't want to. But when you're just there on voluntary basis and there's no reason to go, sometimes people who have poor mentality won't go, and that's all about it. And definitely when you talk about O line, D line, where probably in the team you got like 4 or 5 guys for every position. Some guys even have to play like the two ways. Like they're like, if I come or if I don't come, it doesn't matter. They still need me on Saturday. So
True.
why would I even do there? Like I saw a couple clubs in France where like the first 2 years you play as a offensive lineman. If you're above 120 kilos and you come here, you play for free. Maybe that could be something, but it's really hard to find people because when you're fat, generally the old linemen that play in Belgium, they're just fat, and that's
Yep.
why people put them there.
That's
Yeah,
what's such a dude, and that kills me because offensive linemen, bro, people look at them on TV, right? And they go like, "Oh, these guys are." But bro, if you see these guys fucking work out, If you
Insane.
see how big their fucking arms are, bro, they're not fat. These
No,
dudes are fucking diesel, bro.
they're just athletes that are covered. Like
Yeah.
there's and that's what people don't understand in Belgium too. Like we you have to lift to play football. You cannot just be like cruising around. Like you're playing a game, even if it's for fun, where a lot of injuries can happen if you're
Yeah.
untrained. If you don't
Yeah.
train your neck, you can get more concussions. You can break stuff. Like all this stuff can be, it won't go away, but you will decrease the chances of getting injured if you go to the gym.
Yep.
But even hitting the gym 3 times a week seems to be the hardest thing in the world for some people. I'm like, man, like, eh,
Let,
it doesn't
It
make
is.
sense to me.
It is.
let
Yeah.
me ask you this too. Because when you're talking about playing on the national team, guys, you guys are representing your country, right? You want to go out there and be able to talk your shit that you're like, yo, we're out there, we're all proud of the national team. We're out there fucking making things happen, right? So without this commitment from players, you all know that all you're going to do is sign up and then go get spanked somewhere else. That another team that has more commitment, better players, better systems, you're just going to get spanked. So why not just be like, you know what, bro? I signed this thing. I'm committed. I'm not going to go out there and get my fucking ass whooped. I'm like, I don't want to fly to Spain to get spanked 42-0
Mm.
or
I mean,
Switzerland to go get spanked 42-0. Like, I would like to come back with some W's and talk some my shit. Why can't we just make that commitment and be like, hey,
Well,
you know what, bro? I signed up and I'm committed to you because that's what I did. At the end
I
of the
mean,
day, man up.
yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but like yet again, these are the conversations we have with the guys that are actually committed. But
yep.
I'm a guy, and I'm totally opposite to that. If I didn't sign, if I signed up, then I'm gonna go full blast. I'm gonna go to
Yeah,
every fucking practice. I don't care. If I didn't, then it's fine. I just leave it around. But I made a decision as a man. But I'm not.
Yep.
I cannot put myself in the headspace of a guy who signs up to just get a fucking jersey and just be there. Like it drives me fucking nuts. Like I.
I agree with you.
I,
Bro, I think
I
that
just
dude
don't
play to
understand it.
team.
And
That dude
the
play to
worst part
team,
about
man.
it, like we played Norway and we played pretty good considering like a lot of guys were not there and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a lot of things going for you. Like we played a team that practiced together for 3 months and we still kept it tight. And we were like defense was lights out. Offense had some issues, but that's always the case. Offense is hard to roll
Yeah,
out, so I
yeah.
mean that
Always
it is what it
behind.
is.
Yeah, until
But
the playoffs.
yeah, yeah, but well, we understood that we need to build, but to be able to build, like people got to show up and put some cement on that motherfucker and put some bricks
Mm-hmm.
there. That's
Yep.
that's all you can do. And if people don't want to do that, I mean, you can't force anyone to do that shit. Like if you're a man and you're that type of man that signs up and just doesn't come because he doesn't feel like it, man, then you know you're a bitch, and that's all you got to
Ah,
know
I
about
love it.
yourself.
I love it, bro. I need 10 of you on my team because that's what you need, right? You need that leadership from within inside the
Yep.
team to be like,
Yep.
yo, bro, I'm not going to sit here and like give my body up and get my ass whooped for you to just go out there and like fuck it all up. And that's the
If
whole thing, man.
great thing too as well for that kind of stuff. Like I'm thinking about players like Wasim, who played second division in France right now and is coming back in Belgium, and like players like that who have like a huge potential, but they just need the tape, and the tape in Belgium is horrible. But then when you have a national team game and it actually gets filmed, that guy balled out, and then he can get some offers. So for me, that's the most positive thing. And then when that's all I've been thinking about. All these guys who are like, "Yeah, I want to make it there. I want to make it there." I'm like, you don't even make the fucking practice, bro. Like,
Yep.
look at this guy. He lifts, he works, he comes to practice at the Black Angels to coach people. He goes to practice in France, takes a train to do that shit, and he shows up and he's one of the greatest, like the best athletes of that young buck generation. That's what you need to do, man. Like,
Yep.
that's all
True.
people expect of you.
Yep.
But
No,
it's not that
100%.
hard. It's not that hard. If you really want to talk your shit and say, oh yeah, I wanna go to the GFL, and I've got dudes hitting me up and like, oh, could you hit me up with a coach and stuff? I'm like, I would never like.
Recommend
I'm
you.
not gonna ruin my reputation
Exactly.
to
Yep.
and say yeah, this guy actually
Yeah.
slaps. Like this year I shipped Roman out to to Italy, and I helped Eli out to go to the Braunschweig Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And those two guys, I played with them in the national team. They always show up. They always do their shit, and that's why I can vouch for that. I played with them at the Tigers, and that's why I want to vouch for them. Like, these guys got potential. Need to go there. They need to get taught, and they will do their thing. And now Roman is playing AFLE with the Firenze Red Lions because he also has a Italian passport.
Yep.
And that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Those guys are committed. They come to play. They do their thing, and you would vouch for those guys. But I've had guys where I know that they don't make it to practice. I know they don't do this stuff. I know they're not worth it, and I'm not gonna ruin my reputation with coaches saying, "Oh, this guy got ball, man. Like, you should sign him up." And then 2 weeks later, he gets cut from a fucking team because he's ass.
Exactly.
No, and you know what, Mitch? I love what you're saying there because that's the absolute truth. When players come to you and you're like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You know these coaches. Hey, can you give them a call?" I'm like, "Bro, do you understand the level of football at Division 2 here? I live right down the street, bro. My buddies coach. Everybody coaches here, right? So we all coach at Division 2, and they go like, "Oh, I can play Division 2." I'm like, "Do you understand how these guys play? Do you understand that these guys are up at 5:30 in the morning to get to practice before they go to school, just like you go to work? But they are in the film room. They are lifting weights. They are
Yeah.
at practice, and then they go to work. And then guess what? At lunchtime, we are sitting there fucking watching film. Then guess what? After school, what do we got? We got another fucking practice."
I mean, that's how it was at the Raiders too. Like, I lived there. You live and you breathe football. You
Yeah,
go in the morning. You go watch film with the coach. After watching film, you go to the lifting session. You go
yeah.
eat. You go home. Rest up a bit. Watch film. Go to practice. Go home. Eat. Go to sleep. That's all you do.
Yep.
But people don't understand. Don't understand it. And at the Raiders, like, there's a lot of guys who had like a full on job next to that, and they were still doing that. And then you come here in Belgium, and people are like, "Oh, I had a long day at work." Motherfucker, you just need to train. You just need to go to
Yeah.
practice for two
Yeah.
hours. Like, these guys literally put in
True.
like 80-hour work weeks. If you add football next to it, we travel to games. You get beat up by football, and then the next day, man. Sometimes I'll be waking up on a Monday after a game. I'm like, man, this guy needs to go. This guy needs to go to work right now, and
Yeah.
I'm complaining here, and it puts everything into perspective. Like, you're so blessed to be there and only have to play football because those other guys, like, they got to get up and they got to do their shit after a game, and that's tough. Everybody knows that after a football game, you don't want to do anything.
No, bro.
Well, it all comes
I
back
love
to
what you're saying.
the fact that once you play at that level and playing in the ELF, there's consequences to you not going to practice, which in small teams in Belgium, there's not really a big consequence to not going to practice. And it all comes back to, again, not having enough players. But once that issue is resolved and you finally have teams that have enough players, then you can actually have players being punished for not coming to practice. As long as we don't have that, we're kind of stuck in the same
Yeah,
vicious circle, and it's not gonna end.
Until
and it
some
also
accountability. I call that accountability. Being
True.
accountable to each other. As your teammate, as your coach, I'm accountable to you, right? I'll be like,
Yep.
bro, my job, and I always told you, Vinny, I'm like, my job is to make you better than when I got here.
Yep.
I want my players to leave. I want my players to improve. I want the fucking best out of you, and I will demand it.
True.
I don't sit there on the side and go like, "Hey, I get it. You have a family, bro. I had a family. I flew across the country. I'm away from my family for 3 months." And I'm like, "Bro, my kids are growing. I'm missing out on shit. So of course I'm gonna demand that from you. Because
Hmm.
guess what, bro? I'm like, that's what you brought me over for. You don't bring guys over to sit there and be mediocre and try to leave the program worse than when you got there.
Yep.
Your job is an import is exactly what Mitch said. Is to go in there and you bust your fucking ass because you're living the dream. You're playing a fucking game and getting paid. Two, you have to pay for that, bro. You have to fucking sacrifice in order to get there. And a lot of players miss that out. They think just because they represent their local community or they're thinking that they're the local badass, that that's acceptable.
Yeah. True. It is
So
it for me. For me, what I think is and I did see that. I played on two teams in Belgium where we had American coaches. We had you in Izegem, and then we had you and Elu and multiple other guys from a high level in Limburg. And you do see that once players and new guys even see that there's a certain level of coaching, there is more people coming to practices, which is also a thing that also helps. So I think if teams would invest more into that type of coaching, it would also help to have a higher attendance at practices.
That definitely has a big impact, man. Like you can I can feel it for myself as well because when I knew that I was gonna leave for play again at New Yorker after my season, for example, in
Mm-hmm.
Potsdam, like I would still commit to the Black Angels to come coach until I would leave, and every time you got a full D line because they're like, okay, I can get coached,
Exactly.
and he like I'm not even the best coach. That's how low Belgium is. Like I'm not the best D line coach. I learned a lot about from a lot of different people, and so I can put it together and try to make you
Mm-hmm.
better as a player. And even just the little knowledge I have, people come and they try to
Yep.
grab it because
Yep.
they have nothing else in Belgium. Like they
True.
knew that after 3 months if I left, then after that like they didn't have a real D line coach, and then you go back to yeah you just need to beat your man, be violent. That's that's part
True.
of being a D lineman, but you also need to know where to be violent, why you go there, why you step there, how you line up, like all those little
Exactly.
things that make a big
Yep.
difference and you just don't have it in Belgium. Like it really sucks for young athletes, man. And that's why I really commend like the Easy Game Tribes or Nitros because they start from the grassroots up.
Yep.
They got a youth program where everybody lives together, everybody does things together. You create a
Yep.
real community, and then okay, maybe the senior team right now is not the best. They still
Yep.
make the playoffs,
Yep.
and maybe they won't win. But man, like in 10 years, all those kids will be
and
25, 30, and they
Yep.
will
True.
whoop everybody's ass. And they would have played together for fucking 10
Yep.
years already, 15
Very
together.
true.
oh,
Very
I
true.
love it, Mitch. You know what? You have a very good eye, my brother. You know, Ewart and I coached in Portugal before I went to Isagum, and we talked about that. How important it is to build the youth program, to build the structure to get that where you get into the schools. And he has done an amazing job
Yep.
of getting into the schools, of getting this football known in his area. And I'll be like, yeah, you're absolutely right. And right now they're not at the top of the league, but it's not because they don't have the talent. It's because they're maturing. That team is
Yep.
still maturing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
But even for us at the Black Angels, I'm not gonna lie, like when you see the turnover of players already, like a lot of new guys are starting to pick up on new positions. There's veterans leaving, and every time somebody leaves, somebody steps up and becomes that guy. We got like
Yep.
Warren, oh wow, Warren Wassim. Uh, Man, I'm gonna forget someone. I'm not gonna make the list.
hey,
But there's these
so
young guys. There's these young guys that I've practiced with, and when I was there at first, they weren't the starters, and now they're full blown starters, and they're really good. But people in Belgium sometimes don't get the patience
Yeah.
to
Very
be like,
true. Very
I
true.
paid for this, I'm allowed to play. No,
Yep.
man, like it's
Yep.
football. You need to earn it. If you wanna play that, go play some ping pong or something. Like you can be on your own, and you can.
True.
That's
where
how it
does
is.
it say? Hey, where does it say when you sign up that you are guaranteed playtime?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. I'm like,
But
you
that's
ain't
why you need a
guaranteed
second
nothing.
team. That's why you need a second team where people who need to be develop, can play a little bit, and then can come over to the first team, watch, practice with them, and everything would be very good for them. But you just don't have the numbers in Belgium. I
Nope.
think
True.
the only way you could have done that was when the Black Angels and the Tigers were merged together. You could like you maybe that's the only program that would be able to because
Yeah.
Brussels is so big and
Definitely.
there's
Yep.
interest in that. But yeah, like if you lose a couple of key players in some teams or that are leaders and they're like, yeah, and they tell the owner, yeah, I'm not playing for you anymore. You lost half the team, and then
Yeah.
it's all over, man. Like we all saw what happened in Limburg. I mean,
Yeah. We were there. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you ain't lying, man. We were there. Damn it, Vinny. Hey, but let me ask you this, Mitch. We're gonna give you the keys to your franchise, right? I want you to tell me how you would build a successful organization in Belgium. What would be your vision? How you would put it together, so that way you could have one longevity. A lot of teams will bring in a ton of imports and they blow it up after that, and they can't make it happen. Um, Two, there's a lot of teams that come up and they just seem to disappear and go nowhere. And three, I'd be like, how do you keep that sustained enthusiasm throughout your program building? So that's where I'm going to give you those keys. And I'm like, yo, take it away, bro. Let us know what you think.
Do I have money or
Yeah,
I
yeah. Let's
have
let's
No, no,
go
Belgian
no,
from
money?
the
no, no.
same.
Just like it is right now. Like
I have
you need
Belgian
to,
money.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
damn.
yeah.
So uh, let's say Brussels Black Angels, like the ownership changes, and I take it over right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
First thing I'm doing in the off season is looking for a lot of sponsors. Like I feel like a lot of teams neglect the fact that they could have sponsors and they can build further on that. And maybe you won't earn that much, but then you're not reliant on people paying their licenses all the time to actually get around and be able
Yeah,
to play in the BIFL and have all those things. So you take a little bit of that financial burden off your head. And
Okay.
I mean, in Brussels, a lot of guys sometimes have difficulty paying, and I think it's a recurrent thing in football for a lot of peeps. So that I just want to get the financial burden off my head, and that I know, okay, I'm gonna get these guys. I'm gonna make like a full plan. I know when the game days are. I know what banners I could put on my. I'm gonna have it fully kitted out, and I go in the area, and I go to as many
So I
places
come
I can
in,
go to
I'm
get
your
some money.
sponsor, bro. I sponsor your guys. I say, hey, you got me. I'm going to pay all your guys' tuition or whatever it
Hell
is.
yeah, brother.
Okay.
I'm
All right. So, boom, you got it. So, what's the
okay.
next step?
Next step, I'm gonna build the trenches. So you said you're gonna pay our tuition, the tuition for all the teams,
So
receivers and
basically,
stuff.
like your players, whatever it
yeah.
costs
All
for
your
your
players
players to
are
like,
paid
It's
for,
cost free.
so they
It's
don't
cost
have to
free.
pay to play. Yeah.
Okay, every receivers, DBs, all that stuff still gotta pay. All the linemen. I will do 120 plus kilo. If you weigh 120 plus kilo, and you come to the team, you get the 2 years or 3 years off. You don't have to pay a license for
Damn.
anything. And it's
Hey,
the first, regardless if you played football already or not. So that means a lot of guys will be like, "Ooh, maybe it's worth the 20-minute drive to come to the Black
okay.
Angels and play in the trenches there."
All the big sexies are coming in now because they're playing
Exactly,
for free.
exactly. And then since I got some money left to spare, because all the guys play, I'll get a great O line coach and
Hmm.
who plays as an offensive coordinator, like Troy Tomlin was for us at the New York Lions, like a guy who's like encompassing. So you got a position where nobody gets coaching in Belgium. They don't have to pay, and they get a great coach who's also the offensive coordinator. So you'll run the fucking ball a lot. So you'll be
Hmm.
like, oh, maybe I want to play there. So that's for the senior team. And if I get this coach, he also has to coach the youth. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have to use him both ways because he's getting paid anyway.
Okay, so
So
so right there, if is he an import coach? Is he
he's
a
an import coach.
local
He's an
coach?
import.
Import.
If there's a local coach that would be able to do it, then I would take him. But I don't think right now that's a real possibility. That's
Okay, so
that's not in
you
the
bring in an import, and he's going to cost you.
exactly.
He's going to cost you bucks.
Yes, he's gonna cost me bucks, but he's gonna bring in bucks because he's gonna bring in some guys who want to play. And man,
True.
what running back doesn't want to run behind the greatest line ever in Belgium? You know what I mean? Like at some point, at some point, every fucking skill player will want to play for my team.
So
True.
so
And
you bring all the big sexies. You get
yes,
all your five offensive linemen. They're all primed up, ready to go, lubricated, sausaged up, everything, all big greasy, right?
oh no homo, man. Fuck.
Hey,
So they come in. We still got the crew. We got like the players we got. I'll be taking over the D line because I know I can be like a D line coach. Quentin will be taking over as DC. He's been doing a great job. I'm very happy. He's like a veteran of the team. He just stopped playing last year, getting back into football, staying there. I think he would be doing great things. So even Adrien, who was like a staple in Belgian football. Um, you would have those guys. So I think the senior team is something, but Everybody gets a contract. You sign in, and you need to hit at least. I would hire a personal trainer for the whole team. For every position group, I would get a workout plan
Yep.
and a gym that sponsors us. You
Yep.
go there, you sign up for the gym. If you go there 2 times a week, you get a little off your tuition. So maybe $5 every time. If you sign up for the if you went 3 times to the gym, $5 off your tuition. Do that the whole off season. Everybody comes in. Everybody lifted. Everybody's ready, and then extra. I would say hit 2 practices because I don't think it's in Belgium. I don't think people were going to show up for 3, 4 practices. I think that's out of the
No.
blues.
Yeah.
And then one film session to regroup those two practices to see what went wrong, what went right, and
Yeah.
then you can hit up the next things. And I would actually build it like the Easy Game Tribes with the youth, man. Like I think that's
Yeah.
the best blueprint for Belgian football is you bring in young guys, you coach them, like when you're a coach for young bucks as well, like there's a lot of guys that grew when I was at the Brussels Black Angels for the first time and now, and I'm like seeing the growth is so rewarding, man. Like you, even though maybe I only helped him like 5%, like man, that 5% maybe made a whole less difference. So
Yep.
I would definitely invest most money into the youth, do some youth camps, bring in some key players from the ELF and stuff. People start to get to know those guys. So I got some contacts. Maybe they can come. You come coach some people. Like that's the most important thing. Like just
Yep.
make sure that the coaching is there and that the people lift. The people come to practice, but like you said, it's impossible in Belgium, bro. Like,
No, but I mean, like, so how do you? But so okay, you get all this, right? How
yes,
do you keep that culture, Mitch? How do you keep that drive in that whole organization to keep churning and burning? To keep that because you know you're going to go through highs and lows. You know you're going to go through wins and losses. So how do you keep that going? Because I mean, like, bro, like you said, Isagum right now, they haven't won, but they're burning. They're burning and churning. They're trying everything they can,
Yep.
right? How
I
does
mean,
that fire stay
But
within
the
your
youth team wins
organization?
though.
yeah, the youth team wins, so it's you have some good and some bad on both sides. But I mean, I would say how to keep it burning, keep veteran players around, let people go out, let people explore new opportunities to play abroad, and then 2 3 years later they come back and they're not in your pocket, but you could contact them like, hey man, like I see you came back, you're not going to play this year, maybe you want to play here or you want to be a coach, and I think that's how you keep it turning. Like people come to you to get better, some people have contacts. You get them new opportunities. After a few years, when they did their career, they come back, and that's how you keep feeding it, and people get better and better and better, and then your youth program actually gets pretty good with people that can teach football to young kids. Because, like I said, it's really hard. It's really tough to sometimes watch how people coach in Belgium
Yep.
and the
Very
limited
true.
knowledge they have,
Very
and
true.
and it sucks because that guy is like really doing his best and he really thinks that he's doing a service and doing the best he can. But in the end, like once you go to a pro level team, you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
I learned this, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
This was
Makes
so
no
wrong.
sense.
Like
Yep.
so,
No,
I
I
think
get you.
everything. The only thing you can do in Belgium is upgrade the coaching, upgrade the grassroots,
Yep.
try to get a 360 program, and then all you need to do is get the players out there, make a name for yourself. Because even for example, if we turn out 5 pro players next year in the Brussels Black Angels at different positions, people are gonna be like, man, like
Yep.
hey, like
Exactly.
this team might give me an opportunity to go somewhere. I'm gonna win a ring. I'm gonna have some film, and that interests people, man. People want to win. People want to be great, and people want to upgrade how they are if they're real ballers. And if a lot of people show up, everybody's gonna get better. Maybe you're not gonna be the guy that is gonna go turn pro or is gonna do something,
Mm-hmm.
but you will be better. You'll be at least 1% better every practice, and that's what
Yep.
counts.
Yep, 100%, bro. Man, I love it, man. And you know what? I love that we went through like building a team and the things that need to happen within organizations because for me, man, I'm telling you, Mitch, my biggest goal was to build something that's sustainable there because I think Belgian football could be good. I think there's a lot of people out there that have the ability, but it's a lot of pride and ego that keeps things separated,
Yeah.
right? And it's like instead of uniting and saying like, "Yo, I'll compete with you every day of the week," I'm gonna have my squad because I'm gonna have my people that like the way I coach and they like what I stand for. And you're going to have your squad and you're going to have your people. But when it comes to like representing your country and representing this brand, right? Because it's football's a brand. If you're a
Mhm.
football player in Belgium, like people look at you and they're like, "Oh, that's what a football player looks like." If you're a fucking like slob, you fucking guess what? They think all football players look like big ass slobs. But if you out there fucking putting in work like a motherfucker, and they're like, "Hey man, that dude is fucking dedicated to his craft," people see that too. And honestly,
Yeah.
man, I think there's a lot of great players within your guys' local communities because, bro, there's a lot of
Yep. Very true.
size, speed, and power. I'm
Yep.
like, but there's not a lot of knowledge, right? And that's what lacks. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that you
it does
share.
like, and like you said, like people are so like if they have something great in Belgium, they want to keep it for their own, whether it be coaching, whether it be anything. Like what I really love, like we did like a trench camp with Yassine,
Yeah. Yeah.
Skander, who played for the Cologne Centurions, played for
Mhm.
a heck of a few teams, and then another coach from Italy who played for Schwäbisch Hall was a champion of Europe. Like they were those guys, and we had so many guys show up to that camp. Like we actually thought it was going to be like 20 people, like but
Yeah. I
actually like we
remember
were
that camp.
60. We
Yeah,
were like 60 at the camp, and
hell yeah.
all those people were like, man, like we love this, like like we want to get better, and but we don't have the coaching, like, and they keep asking like, yeah, when is going to be the next one, when is going to be the next one. People were actually excited about it,
Uh-huh.
and it was good to see even for the Belgian Barbarians, because we're like the coaches came here to see as well, like who can play, who wants to learn, who wants to do that stuff, because sometimes okay, the combine is fun, like people can see numbers, but you can see somebody's true character
No. True.
in in one day. You have to see them multiple times, and maybe you're not the best player, but maybe you're the guy who will uplift other people and won't and will try to help people and wants to be coached. Maybe you're the great athlete, but all you have is is a big mouth. You don't want to get coached, you don't listen, and you don't want to help people. Yeah, maybe you're not the right fit for a team right now.
Yeah.
Maybe if we were the greatest team alive and you would be like a heck of an athlete, you'd be over everyone. Maybe then you could consider it, but not at the point we're at right now for the team.
You should be like, "Hey, are you in the NFL?" No? Okay then. I'm like, next. I'll be like, "Hey, bro, at the end of the day, are you playing Division 1? No? Okay then. Hey, you're right here
Yeah.
with me." So,
Yeah.
bro, next time, bro, make sure you hit up on my boy Vinny. I hope Vinny has the opportunity to go out there and grab some content, do some interviews, do some stuff out there at your camps and stuff like that. I'll be like, "Yo, we'd love to have him on." I mean, like, if you have any players that you want to recommend, shoot, man, let us know, man, because at the end of the day, we want to publicize those guys. And I love your vibe, bro. I wish I had 10 of you on my team. If I had 10 dudes that were that hungry, bro, like, and just kept it straight up, you're going to win the games
Man,
because
like
out there, that mentality isn't there. And that's the mentality you got to have is to be like, "Hey, man, I'm committed as a man. I want to be the very best. I eat, sleep, shit this stuff." Because at the end of the day, bro, all the things that you do in the off season matter for the season. These guys think that football players out here just prepare like 3 months out of the year and go to practice twice a week. No, bro. People live this shit. They fucking
Yeah.
go to freaking all sorts of therapeutic stuff. They're always in the gym. They're always doing something football related, educating
um,
themselves.
like the week after the season's over and you get the little postseason depression, and then
Yeah.
you let your body heal a little
Exactly.
bit, and then
Exactly.
you just go back to your craft, and you're like, fuck it, man. Next year is gonna be my year. It's
Yeah.
like after the Raiders, I broke my ribs like week one, like week two of practice. In practice, I broke two of my ribs, and man, like I played the whole season with broken ribs. And then I took like a month off to feel kind of all right. But I was so hungry to come back to practice, but to lifting and my off season.
Yeah.
But I needed to let my body heal because if I don't let it, then it's gonna linger on for a long time, long time, long time. But people don't understand that. They're like, the season's over, and they're like, okay, like I can go back to vegetating at home and watch some NFL and think I'm like
Man,
those
that's when
guys.
you
But
got
we're
to turn
definitely
up. That's when you got to turn up. So that way,
Yeah.
when the season comes around, everything is easy, bro. It's easy money. But yo,
Exactly, but me and Yassine, like we go to the gym all the time. Like he's my gym bro as well. Like we practice together, we get ready together, we do everything together, football related, and that's what I would really recommend for people in Belgium. Is like I see it also with the young guys. They go train together. Like find you that one bro who plays the same position or like kind of the same position as you, and do everything together, man. Like you need to live, breathe football, and everybody's got the little down period. Everybody's like, "Oh man, fuck this
Yeah.
shit." And
Yeah.
when you got that guy like, "Hey man, today's bench day. You're gonna hit that PR." He's like, you're like, "Okay, fuck it, man. I need to go." But
Yep.
if you don't have that
Exactly.
guy, if
It
you don't have that
helps.
guy to keep you accountable, sometimes it's hard,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody knows
Definitely.
it.
Definitely.
100%. Yo, we're gonna have to do a Mitch 2.0, man, and we're gonna have to bring Yasim on at the same time.
Hell yeah, man.
But
Oh yeah. We'll
It's gonna
hey,
be
definitely do
fun
that.
as fuck.
our boy Vinny's gonna hook that up. He's gonna hook that up for the
I'll
future,
definitely be
man.
in contact. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch,
Definitely.
we appreciate you coming on, man. We've hit our hour mark, bro. That's why we got to do a 2.0 because you keep it real. And hey, man, we love the energy. And I love that you keep it honest, man. And you're just telling people how it is. You know, at the end of the day, in order to play this game at a high level, you got to sacrifice and you got to have that hunger that nobody else has. Because everybody wants to get paid, but nobody wants to do the work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly, man. It takes time to get paid.
True.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't happen overnight.
Nope.
But hey, guys, until next time, make sure that you guys click like, share, and subscribe. If Mitch, where can they follow you at on Instagram or on social? So that way, hey, man, if you got something going on, our followers can listen up.
I mean, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm private, but on on TikTok, I'm called Lion Lineman. I think Lion dash Lineman. But maybe Vinny can pop that up on the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely put it in the
I'm not sure at all.
description.
I'm not enough on socials. I should
Don't worry
market
about it.
myself. I should market myself, but I'm struggling with that right
No worries, bro.
Don't
Hey,
worry
no
about
worries.
that.
now.
Shoot. But
Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me
We
on.
appreciate
no,
you.
bro, thank you for coming on, man. We
Oh
can't
yeah.
wait to have you on next time. Hey, it's going to be a fucking party. So, hey, listeners, we appreciate you coming on, man. Hey, this is American Football Worldwide with Vinny and Will. And hey, until next time, salute.
God
See
bless.
you, boys.